What up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy King, man. Listen, hey, the draft is over. It is time for us to break down what took place, man. Some trade-up situations. Plus, we got some UDFAs, man, that we got to talk about also. Breaking records downtown. The crowd was absolutely amazing during this draft process. Let's dig in. So first and foremost, shout out to the One Pride family. You guys, showed out. You completely showed out, man. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys showed out, man. We broke records when it comes to attendance down there as far as the NFL draft, man. We made some history. So, it's an eye-opener. Hey, you bring things here to Detroit, we're going to show out. We show out on the road at games. I should have told you what the turnout was going to be like here, man. We support our team. We love our team. And now that our team is a winning team, it's elevated even 100 times more, man. This is a beautiful thing to watch. So, and also shout out to everybody who joined us for the live stream at Soaring Eagle Casino. We had a blast. Herman Moore, Team 84, Lions Nation Unite, everybody involved. Man, love you guys. All right, so Detroit Lions 2024 draft, right? Man, day one. Let's talk about day one real quick. First of all, Terrion Arnold. Where do I start about this kid, man, right? To me, the best corner available in this draft. Didn't think we had any chance at getting him. Not only me, Brad Holmes as well, right? So we start out the draft there. Big night, man. Move up to 24. Aggressive. Go and get him. That's what Brad Holmes does. He plays the patience game and then he pounces, right? That's what a lion does. It's patient, it's hiding in the grass, and next thing you know, it pounces on you. That's Brad Holmes' draft style right there to a T. So, but when it comes to this kid, Arnold, man, listen, he hasn't took his Lions hat off yet. He's excited to be here, everybody. He's not just all talk. That personality has been around since he was a young kid. You don't believe me? Check this out.
Terrion's hunger for success isn't anything new.
Now that you see what I'm saying, just fun, man. But his talk shows on the field, right? Another Alabama boy, you know what I'm saying? We got Gibbs, we got J-Mo, we got Brian Branch. We add to the Alabama blood by bringing him in. So, man, just sticky guy, man. That's what we need. A guy that can go out there. We put him in man coverage. He can hold his own, right? We look for that true number one corner out there. We went and got Carlton Davis. That's a veteran, right? You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at some, these contracts that we have with, these guys, they're not long. So we bringing in the young guys for the future, obviously. And how good they turn out in the first year determines who's going to be playing on the field. They got to go and get it. Brad Holmes talked about that in the press conference. They have to go and get it. They got to earn them spots, right? So it's definitely going to be a fun training camp. It's going to be a fun training camp. Man, every year is fun, right? But this year is really going to be fun. So, but yeah, we go and get the best corner available in the draft, and you pretty much traded a third rounder to go up and get a guy that was probably a number 15 type of guy to me. So I had no problems with it. You heard a couple of rumblings here and there, but that's just a miserable part of the fan base. So, they're going to do what to do. Round 2, right? We go 61 overall, man, and we get Ennis Rakestraw, man. So, listen, here's the thing. Rakestraw is another guy to keep an eye open for. You know, this is a guy who also can earn a spot. Do not sleep on that pick. I'm telling you, man. He definitely is another guy that can hold his own out there. So Brad Holmes looked at that, you know, that secondary that we've had over the years, and he said, hey, listen, man, it's time to go out and start getting some of these young guys in secondary for the future to raise them up, make them, you know, have them homegrown here. We got the veterans here to fill in right now, but these are the guys that we're looking at for the future. And that's what Brad Holmes made an emphasis on with this draft. So I'm totally with it. You know, defense. That's just what it is. You know, we filled in a few spots a little bit later in the draft. We'll talk about that. But defense. You know, one thing that Brad Holmes does, he thinks futuristically. You know, hey, what is it going to look like in a couple of years? You know, we got to pay guys. You know, so we have guys that we're going to have to pay. We need to be getting these guys in here and raising them while this team is good with good veterans and bring them right along. And that's how you get a consistent and a steady, sustainable team that stays good. That's how good franchises do it. You bring those guys in while you're good, while you got the veterans here that's done it, that's proven, and you put that hunger in them to make them want to fight for that spot. And that's what we're about to see with this team, man. It's gonna turn out really special for Aaron Glenn. Congratulations, Aaron Glenn. You finally got some toys. You know what I'm saying? You had a fan base talking about firing you when you was out there with scraps. You know what I'm saying? So Aaron Glenn's gonna have some fun. He's definitely gonna have some fun. And Brad Holmes has an eye for corners. You know what I'm saying? So we've been out there with you know, guys that other teams release. We've been out there with guys that were undrafted, and we made it work for what it was worth. You know what I'm saying? So we stretched it out as far as it can go. Well, now, you know, the shoe's on the other foot. It's time for us to have our guys ready to go. You know, CB1, CB2, our safety room. That secondary is going to look good this year. It's going to look really good this year. And that's very, very comforting for a Lions fan because, boy, were we... Boy. So, moving up to round 4, pick 126, man, we take a absolute specimen. God, this is a lot of dude. It's a lot of man meat. Pause. You know what I'm saying? No diddy. But a lot of man meat, right? Giovanni Manu, man, offensive tackle, you know, University of British Columbia, right? 6'8", 350 pounds of people mover. Do you hear me? So, you know, like I said, we have some future decisions, whether they're going to extend guys like Taylor Decker or not. I don't think this move says that, you know, we're going to move on from Taylor Decker. This is not a move that says that's definite. But this is someone that you want to bring in just in case. You want to have somebody behind Taylor Decker learning, you know what I'm saying, getting ready, getting used to it, just in case things don't work out. That's what you do. That's uniform, right? That's how it goes. But this guy is a big mauler, man. Let me pull up some of the details. Just so I can show you what I mean, man. This dude is, good Lord, 6'8", 350 pounds. Considered a developmental project, man, but he ran a 4.96 at that size in his 40-yard dash, man. This guy was a rugby player. Listen, if it's anybody that's from the Pacific Islands, if he's wearing Talulu flowers on his neck and he plays offensive line, give him to me. Give him to me, bro. You're going to see a level of ass whoop that you never seen before. So obviously we just paid one, right, in Panay Sewell. But man, guys, you know, like I said, those rugby league team guys, man, and being as big as he is, man, this is a project worth taking, right? You know, Brad was aggressive in moving up and taking them, so that was for a reason. And I see why. I definitely see why. I can't wait to see him at the field. So, yeah, man. Like I said, you know, Brad Holmes goes and gets who he wants to get. It's pretty much what I've been saying. You know, keeping it consistent with that. Now, round 4, pick 132. We go and get Sione Vaki. Now, listen, Vaki was drafted, according to Brad Holmes, they were looking at him as a running back. But Brad Holmes was impressed with the fact that he, worked out as a safety. He worked out as a receiver. He can do whatever he want to do, right? He plays some safety, right? So we're looking at him as a running back for right now. Definitely going to help out on those special teams. But this guy is literally just a weapon. Just put him somewhere. Just put him somewhere. Tell him what he can't do. I want people to tell him what he can't do. Tell him what he can't do and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, out of Utah, man, just a Swiss Army knife guy. Just a football player. Dan Campbell type of guy, right? Dan Campbell type of guy. And going on to the next pick is another Dan Campbell type of guy. In round 6, we go 189 for Mekhi Wingo out of LSU. Listen, defensive tackle. The knock on him was his size. That's why he got drafted where he got drafted. His skill set, to me, shout out to Vash Lombardi, by the way. His skill set, to me, it makes up for it. It makes up for it. I don't get tied up on the measurements and everything else. You remember like the Aiden Hutchinson crowd that said his arms were short and all of that, right? Right. His size is probably why he's drafted where he's at. Like I said, he's not a guy that's going to get you a huge number of sacks right now, but he's definitely going to get you some hurry ups and some pressures. That's one thing that he is going to do. Him being low to the ground allows him to have somewhat of an advantage on those taller offensive linemen, and I think his skill set is what's going to make him successful with this team. That's what I think when I think of Wingo. So I didn't expect him to go 6th round, but he did, and we got him. So that's that. We finish out pick 210. Christian, good Lord, Christian Mahogany. Forget my fumbling words, right? From Boston College, 6'3". What is it? Probably about 290. Not the biggest. Not the biggest guy. You know what I'm saying? So, especially when you look at guys like Manu, right? But out of Boston College, man, just another guard to add is a little bit more depth, right? You got a young guy. Hey, let's take a shot on this guy in the 6th round. That's what this is, right? We kind of like what we've seen on film. We had an opportunity to see him up close a little bit. Let's give him his opportunity. That's what it is. I'm not telling you these guys at 6th round picks are going to turn out to be this and that and this and that, but you never know. You never know. My thing is, why did we go get him? Why did we go get him? Once we get into the player-by-player breakdown of this draft this week, then we can talk about that a little bit deeper. But for right now, just wanted to go over the draft and what I thought about the draft. My overall draft grade for Brad Holmes is a B+. This is a B+ draft. Listen, I don't have a problem with any one of these guys. Any one of these guys, man. Did I want to kind of see another edge rusher? Yeah, but I can kind of understand why they didn't. You know what I'm saying? You went and got some guys, and you're putting some faith in those guys. The Lions fan base, even though we've been a little bit better lately, we've still changed like the weather. You know what I'm saying? We still got James Houston. Everybody turned their back on this guy because he had a injury-riddled season in his 2nd season. But after the 1st season, you would have thought he was the walking messiah. You know what I'm saying? So let's give James Houston his just due. He did have a awesome rookie season. Let's see him fully healed, 100%, go out there and be that disruptor, be the problem that he is. You know what I'm saying? So, we add more to the defensive tackle, man, position. Also, we have some UDFAs that we'll get into when the time is right for that. But let's just go over the list real quick. Wide receiver out of Illinois, Isaiah Williams. Wide receiver out of Duke, Jalen Calhoun. We got another offensive lineman at Brian Hudson from Louisville. We have a center. Lord, do we need another center? We have a center because, man, I pray for Ragnar. Good Lord, those injury reports were not cool. Out of Duke, a center out of UCLA, Duke Clements, man, $60,000 guaranteed for that young man. We have an edge rusher from Ole Miss, and Isaac Ukwu. I hope I said his name right. Linebacker, Steel Chambers out of Ohio State. And we also have another linebacker safety in Darren Gilbert out of Northern Illinois. Those are the current UDFAs right now, the undrafted free agents that the Lions are sourced to have signed. So some guys that you look forward to hear about, you know what I'm saying, in camp, see if any of those guys can turn out to be a snacks for you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's where we are currently right now when it comes to our 2024 NFL draft. We got a lot to break down, a lot to talk about. I'm getting ready to do a live to check the temperature of the fan base, and after that, we get into the day-by-day breakdowns of these guys, and that should definitely be fun, especially with the top end of this draft. But with that said, leave it in the comments, man. What is your draft grade for the Detroit Lions this year? What do you give Brad Holmes as far as his draft grade? Who do you like? Who do you not like? Who are you in love with? Who did you want? All of that. All of that, man. Make sure you smash the like button for your boy. It helps the algorithm. And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so when I do put these videos out this week, you be the first people to know when it hits YouTube. So with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.